Airikkala leads Wilson by a second, and it'll be Wilson to go first. And one irony is that they're both Ford contracted drivers, both getting a lot of experience in the new Ford Sapphire Cosworth. This is Wilson on the Ulster Rally. But the decider in the Mobile One Rally Challenge will be in the Ford Sierra Cosworth, a quick car and a very difficult 2.54 miles to cover.
The thing with this stage is a very, very high-speed stage, and you've got the corners at the start, which, if you have full confidence in the car, for sure the corners are flat. But, you know, getting into a car, it's a little bit strange, and you haven't driven it a lot. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to take them flat, and I think, you know, that's probably where the time is to be had on the first part. And also probably the last part as well. I think there's one particular piece at the top of the hill that can be taken a bit quicker. But as you can see, the competition here is just pretty intense, and I think obviously we've all adapted, you know, very, very well to a car, and it's going to be really difficult. I mean, okay, we've got 1 second to make up, and I suppose in theory we should be able to make that second bit, but Pentti's driving very, very well, and you know, you've just got to get everything right here. You've got to really give it to me. Right, I will. Good man.
You can sense the tension and indeed the determination there from Malcolm Wilson and Nicky Grist. Really give it to me, says Wilson. And these two are in for an exciting couple of minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 60.
Well, that's not a great way for Wilson to start what could be his most important stage of the season.
Flat right, 70.
The engine died a little off the start line, not the explosive start that you get from someone like Blomqvist, but he's up through the gearbox now and into his stride.
Left of a crest, 120.
Perhaps the thought that he might have squandered a second off the start line will make him go even harder.
20, here, flat left. Continue to a crest.
And Nicky Grist has responded to the request, and he really injects a sense of drama and a sense of urgency into those pace notes, and Malcolm Wilson is certainly responding as well.
Absolute right, 50. Absolute right, 30. Flat left of a crest, 20. Flat right long crest, 30. Here, flat right long opens, 50.
My goodness, a couple of corners there that Wilson was wondering if they were flat out. He hardly seemed to lift off the power as he blasts his way to the first checkpoint in a terrific time, 62 seconds, the fastest so far by a second. Now that bridge is where the other drivers congregate. Airikkala would have been watching and indeed wondering if he can go quite that hard.
Flat left, 60, over King.
And it looked as if Wilson was cleanly through the hairpins, and now he's really attacking up the hill. He knows he's going well, and he knows he's got to keep going well. He's got to be 2 seconds better than Airikkala to take the title. And right on the limit through that left-hander, lifting a wheel using all the road. This is terrific stuff. And there's a difficult corner coming up at the top of this hill once again. And Wilson will want to keep the power hard down if he's confident enough. And at speeds like this and in a championship like this, there's a lot of adrenaline, but the adrenaline mustn't take over completely. Second checkpoint, and this might frighten Airikkala even more. 1 minute 50 seconds. He's pulled out another second on that totally committed drive up the hill, and that might be the 1 second that tips the balance. We'll see when Pentti goes next. 2:11, the fastest time so far from Blomqvist and from Llewellyn. Powering to the finish, sideways to the finish almost. 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
2:09.3.
We'll forget the 0.3. It's rounded down to 2:09, and that's a time that really is going to cause Pentti Airikkala big problems.
Okay. Thank you, mate.
And Pentti must get the same time or better to take the title outright. 2:09 with what was almost a disastrous start. Hear how the revs die. Wilson has to look down to sort himself out. Maybe a couple of seconds went there.
Apart from the start, I think we got probably most of it right, and I don't know how much we lost at the start, but I think Pentti will. He could probably match it. I don't think he'll be able to beat it. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed that he's 1 second slower.
He'll be thinking long and hard back there now. Good. You're happy with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I am happy with it. It's
well
okay.
done.
Thank you. Well, if you go any quicker, mate, you definitely deserve it.
And certainly Pentti Airikkala has got the ability to match what Wilson did there. He too is a Ford man, a Sapphire Cosworth here on the recent San Remo rally. This is Pentti's style on one famous tarmac stage, but it's all or nothing now up Tholty Will on the Isle of Man.
Pentti knows what's coming. He knows the areas where we've got to make up the time if it's to be made up. And I think the thing that we hope for most of all is that he gets his gear changing right this time, because certainly when we had our run in the Toyota, he missed it a couple of times, and I think we lost 2 or 3 seconds there. So if we can have a good clean run at this, we stand a chance.
You're in for an exciting couple of minutes, aren't you?
Yes, looking forward to this.
And so, in a strange way, is Pentti Airikkala. Rarely does the sport of rallying come down to such a clear-cut issue. Pentti Airikkala must cover the next 2.54 miles in at least 2 minutes 9 seconds to become the Mobil 1 Rally Challenge champion.
3, 2, 1, go!
And for him, absolutely no problems off the start line. Power hard down, no missed gears, and you have to assume that he's already up on Malcolm Wilson's time here. But from now on, Malcolm Wilson really threw caution to the wind as Airikkala got the confidence to do the same.
Crest 1, 50. Right 2 short. 100. Left 4. Suddenly crest left 1. 200. Right 2 minus long. To left 1 and right 1. To right 2.
Well, on the evidence of all that, he's going just as hard, only coming off the power where he really has to. Now, Wilson down to the first check was 1 minute 2 seconds. How close will Airikkala be to that?
To right 6.
And Airikkala's ahead, a second faster than his big rival so far. That must put him in really good shape for the title. For Wilson to win now, Airikkala must lose, well, 3 seconds on the climb up the hill.
Into left 1. 50.
And he lost a bit of momentum coming out of that last hairpin. That can affect him getting up the steepest part of the stage here. You need all the power you can hang on to. This is the corner where Wilson was so spectacular. Wider line from Airikkala, the back almost getting away there, and Wilson was certainly quicker through here. Now hard up the hill. And also hard on the brakes, that was untidy too. Almost clipping the bank on the exit. Airikkala trying everything he knows to keep it together and keep it quick. But Wilson was through the next check in 1 minute 50 seconds. 1:51 for Airikkala, 1:51. He's lost 2 seconds to Wilson. And now the championship target that he has to go for is that time of 2 minutes 9 seconds. 2:10 and it's a tie. 2:11 and the title goes to Wilson. Last couple of corners, the finish coming up. 2:11. 2 minutes 11 seconds for Pentti Airikkala, and that means that Malcolm Wilson takes the title. All lost for Pentti on that run up the hill when he got a bit ragged. And back down in the service area, the news has reached the Rally Challenge winner, Malcolm Wilson. Well, at this point in the run, Pentti was ahead, but only just. He made by far the better start, but into the hairpins, a puff of smoke from the rear wheels suggests that the line and the rhythm is starting to go.
Going into the halfway through in the bricks, my right foot slid from a brake pedal to throttle, so perhaps I gained there 1 second there, but I think I got a few grey hairs.
We gained a few years there as well.
And after that, perhaps I was a little bit too aggressive and quite a lot of wheel spin, but should look good in the camera. So
Pentti Airikkala concedes victory. A very competitive but very sporting atmosphere to this competition, and rarely are rally drivers competing at such close quarters to their rivals, and it really has made for a very good spirit indeed.
I learned a lot from it last year because I think, I think a lot of us allowed ourselves to get screwed up last year. It was the first event. There was a lot of pressure, and I think we all put ourselves under a lot of pressure last year. But I think this year, I know Pentti's a lot different to he was last year, and I know that I have a different outlook to it. And I think that's why Stig walked away with it last year, really. Well, not early on, and because he's used to doing sprints and hill climbs, which are very short distance. So he's used to that type of thing, and I think, I know for sure that I learned a lot from it, and I think that Pentti has as well. In terms of pressure, I think that's the big thing, being able to just relax, listen to the pace notes rather than to think that you know exactly the stage. I really got Nicky to really emphasise the notes to me.